shit, that's so weird.
The mute.
Oh. This doesn't mute mine. Get it to fucking... Well, yeah, I get that, but, like, you put yours up, you can still hear me, can't you? Yeah, it has no mute. Unless I play this.
That's neat.
That's fucking dope.
Why do you think I love this headset so much? I've had 3 different sets of the same brand.
Yeah.
First one I got had like a, you can get one too. So these are they're called Astros. This is a A50.
Yeah.
And then you have the A40s. The A40s are wired though. These are wireless. These are spendy. The A40s though, those are maybe $100 cheaper.
Yeah, I won't do shit because I got too many. The fucking one, too many things to pay for. Two, too many things to buy for the bike.
I'm just saying.
Like my light, you don't understand my light.
I'm thinking about selling my computer.
Don't
What?
do it,
I want a console.
Don't be gay, dude.
bro. It's $500.
Don't be gay, dude.
Just have.
Fuck, Jason. Come
Here's-
on now.
Here's a better idea. Have both. Like me.
Have both what?
Just have a console
That's what I'm
and
thinking
PC.
about doing.
Yeah. I have a Switch.
I'm thinking about picking up
I know.
Will's fucking. Was it
Oh,
a
my-
spare?
No, it's my old build.
It's your old one. Your old build.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm thinking about picking that up, bro. Honestly, though, I'd only use it for one game. 2 games.
Playable game.
You will eventually use it for all games. I don't care who you are.
No,
You
because one game I need a flight stick. Second, the other game I would pick up the wheel, so I wouldn't be using mouse and keyboard.
I have a dual. Yeah, I told you I have the dual sticks.
The dual stick?
Or dual
Oh
flight
yeah,
control sticks.
Jason has a flying sim.
Yeah. The flight sim from who?
It's for it's a Starship sim, actually. Star Citizen.
Is it like Thrustmaster or who's the company that made it?
Yeah, it's Thrustmaster. Yeah. They're pretty
No,
nice.
that's who I would go through because I want to play DCS. If you ever heard of that one, it's
I don't think so.
Digital Combat Simulator, what it stands for.
Oh, okay.
And it's full on, like, it's full on fighter. Like, look up if you're curious about it. Look up Growling Sidewinder on YouTube,
Mm.
and that's like all he posts is DCS videos. And he does like dog fights where it's like, oh, hang on, hiccups. We'll calm down in a second. Okay, so yeah, he does like dog fights, which are like, I guess like if you were playing like Call of Duty and you won somebody. That's the way to think about it. Is it's that, but air combat.
Okay.
No beyond visual range. BVR that's what that stands for, is beyond visual range. A BVR fight is you're using your radar, your missiles at the other, what a modern day fight be, basically.
Okay.
A dogfight is like, think of like World War II, Vietnam, that kind of shit, where you're getting in close, you have to gun the dude sometime, or maybe you have a missile solution, because there's different types of missile solutions. There's like the old style Fox 1s where you have to keep radar lock on it. It's all that. Fox 2s nowadays, Fox 2s are close quarter missiles, basically. It's like the shotgun of missiles. Fox 3s are like BVR missiles. So beyond missiles, they have longer flight distance, they have guidance system, all that. I mean, Fox 2 have their own debrief and all that stuff, but they're meant for close quarter shit.
Are Sidewinders, are those box 3, right?
You talking about like the tip missiles?
Yes.
Those are Fox 2s.
Box 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
usually those are Fox 2. Fox 3s, the longer range, the under. Yeah, I know way too much about that.
Because my grandma bought me a flight simulator, like combat simulator, like way back in the 90s, and it had a joystick and everything. And it was like pretty realistic. Like you could just like customize your loadouts, pick different like pick different planes and everything. And you had to like actually do like, you couldn't just like throw on a bunch of like missile like packages. You had to like do weight distribution. You couldn't put too much on, like, oh, you're not gonna have a lot of fuel, so you're probably gonna like run out like before everything ends.
Yeah, and that's how like DCS it fully immersive, realistic. Like you have fuel consumption, you have to, balance out. Like say you're going on a mission where, hey, there's air bandits that you have to take out, but your main objective is take out these certain ground targets. So you'll carry a couple bombs for the ground targets and several air missiles, plus maybe a fuel tank. So you have to like load all that up, balance it out, all that stuff.
Yep.
Take duration of fuel, not get shot down by the air targets, maybe one, that kind of stuff. So it's full immersive, and everything in that game, whether it be mod or not, I don't know how. I've never loaded up the. I don't have a PC, so I can't like load up the game and tell you what's comes with the game. But a lot of where's that fucking going? Completely lost my train of thought. But a lot of the models are. A lot of the like aircraft models are just based off of public knowledge. Obviously, we can't get the full details of every single aircraft.
No.
Retired aircraft, yes, we can get those full specs. They're not in service anymore. We're not using those. Enemies aren't using certain aircrafts and get the full specs on those. Whatever. They can build them to their full potential. Say a fucking F-22 right now. Nah. We ain't getting the full specs of those things. Or an F-35, the brand new one.
Oh no.
No, we're not getting the full specs of those. But that model is capable of purchasing from, third-party breeders that make it for the game, all that, whatever. Not necessarily third-party, but they make mods. That's just they're based off of just public knowledge. So like the F-22 in the game, or that you can purchase for the game, is not even full potential. And I've seen videos with because I subscribe to Growling Sidewinder's page, and I watch his videos on my lunch break at work, whatever. I like watching them by him. Or one of his videos, and like some of his F-22 videos, I'm like, dude, he's already dominating the fuck out of everybody. Like, and this is all based off public knowledge. Imagine what that thing actually do.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's insane. It's by far my favorite aircraft in the entire world. Past or present, it doesn't matter. The F-22 just, it's by far an absolute fucking amazing aircraft.
You know, it like makes up for like not having free healthcare, you know, or universal healthcare.
Yeah.
But I mean, really,
The sad
like,
thing is it can't carry too much missiles if it wants. It can only carry. It's six. I think it's 6 missiles if it wants to stay full stealth mode.
yeah, I figured
All
it-
internal bays are 6. You got 4 belly and then 4 sidewinders, basically.
Is it like more for like surgical strikes and all that? Not really for dogfighting.
It's meant for air dominant.
Okay. Yeah.
Its sole purpose is air dominant. And how they achieve that is kind of weird because it beat the YF-23. If you don't know about that, look it up. It's amazing. It's the competitor to the 22 that at the same it was being built at the same time. It was I forget what the program was called, but there was a program that the government military gave to 2 companies, said, hey, this is what we want, build us something. And I think it was Northrop that created the 23 and Lockheed that the 22. And when they, got finished with everything, did their test flights, made sure it can fly, all that, and then did the presentation for the militaries and everything, they ended up going with the 22 solely because of build. Now, did they actually admit this? Yes. They admitted that the 23 was actually better in stealth, better in the BVR fight, had a higher top speed. It was better in more ways that would fit today's fight, modern fight that could happen. But they went with the 22 for some reason, and they claimed it on that it just had better maneuverability. You can sacrifice a little bit on these other things because we want the maneuverability in the event of a dogfight.
Because I've seen them like they turn on a dime. They could even like.
Oh, they're insane.
Yeah, look at.
It's because the 23 did not have thrust. The 22 does. Thrust vectoring is where you turn the nozzles turn.
Yeah, they're kind of like on a.
For the jets.
Yeah, I've seen them. They're like on a gear system where they could just like go pretty much any direction.
If you want to see some crazy shit, I'll tell you. But the 22 has what's called, I think it's only 2-dimensional thrust vectoring, and it's just up and down. It can only go vertical. Now, our enemies, enemy, competitor, rival, whatever you want to fucking call it, Russia creates the Sukhois, the SUs. Some of those have what's called 3-dimensional thrust vectoring. Dude, if the F-22 had 3-dimensional thrust vectoring, oh my god, that thing would be ridiculous. But if you want to see some crazy shit, look up some of the videos from SUs doing thrust vectoring thing. Insane. I think there was a pilot. Did you watch Top Gun 2?
No, I've yet to.
I think it might be in the trailer though. There's a maneuver that is displayed with a Sukhoi 57, which is the most modern Sukhoi that they have. That says they say it's the whatever. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole of that is not what they say it is because I can go on. But there's a maneuver where the Sukhoi dodges a missile by pulling what's initially a Cobra maneuver, where they pull a high G, basically, a really hard vertical up, basically. But it starts with that, and then does like a full fucking 360 spin thing.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I've seen it.
And yeah, so it like pulls up on a, and then it's basically like drifting in air,
Yeah.
and then he does like a rudder turn where he flips it over. Shit, that's called the Covet maneuver or something like that. Something with a K. And because that was the pilot's name, and that was actually done in real life by a Russian pilot with what jet was it? It was either 30 or 35, Sukhoi 30 or Sukhoi 35. Not sure exactly which one, but it was one of the thrust vectoring Sukhois, and he actually pulled that maneuver, not in a combat situation, but pulled that maneuver. And they named it after him, and it's like, dude, that's fucking insane. Like, I don't know why Russia thinks that there's still a possibility in today's day and age that you need that kind of maneuverability for a dogfight, because realistically, you're not seeing a 22, and he's gonna kill you before you fucking know he's there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
End
like
of
the element of
story.
surprise, yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you have, for example, if you have an AWACS, one of the, satellite, or not satellite, but radar fucking aircraft circling over on your side, protected by Patriot systems, whatever, that kind of shit, and you're in a 22, flip your radar off. They can't see you if there's no radar. If there's no radar ping, you can't see it. It's got enough stealth technology in the way it's designed, it deflects. That's literally what it is the way the F-22 was designed, it was designed to deflect and confuse and disrupt radar. That's why it shows up in such a small radar cross-section, is that it looks like nothing on the radar. It's not invisible. You can't, it's almost impossible to make something invisible with radar. But the F-22 makes it almost possible by making it the size of a fucking bumblebee going, onto Jesus. Sure, yeah, a bumblebee is approaching me at Mach 1.2. Okay. No, that's a fucking F-22. But can you get a lock on it? No, not at all. But say you have like an AWACS up that's feeding you the information through data link, right? Because they have that. It's like adding somebody on a fucking phone call, essentially. Like say you're talking to Will, and then all of a sudden you want to fucking add me into the conversation. It just goes, oh, let me add this person to the phone call. That kind of thing. And then I'm filled into the phone call. It's basically what data link is that the AWACS is feeding the F-22 or F-35, whatever, whoever's in the area, all this information on the radar, and it pops up. So you can turn your search radar off, is what I say, call it. In the F-22, you can put your search radar off, have the data link screen to see where your enemy is. You can get all the way up to them without them knowing, because your radar's off. They can't see you at all. Heck, you can literally get all the way up underneath them in formation with them, check their loadout, and then pull up, come on comms, and be like, get the fuck out of here. Literally, Growling Sidewinder kind of displayed that in the game at one point, or several points. He was doing a couple like missions with like AI enemies, whatever, right? So not too difficult, but he basically just pulled up and goes, yeah, these guys have these missiles, that, and he kind of pulls up in a weapons envelope right behind him, you know, kind of I'm gonna shoot you kind of way, and then shoots him. Man, no idea he was there. No idea.
I'd shit my pants, dude.
Insane.
Yeah, it's
Oh
like
yeah,
it's like super demoralizing.
yeah. Just the sight. If you see an F-22, you're already fucked.
It's like
Like,
it's like in the jungle, and you're just like, oh, there's a tiger right behind me. Oh, I guess I'm dead.
yeah, I guess I'm dead. That's great. Yeah. Seeing an F-22 is it's like the same thing with like an A-10. Is if you hear the gun go off, you weren't the enemy, or you weren't the target. You know the flying gun, right?
Yeah,
The one that goes.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That one. If you hear that, you weren't the enemy, or you're not the enemy yet, or you weren't the target yet,
Or
because you're gonna
ne-
die.
Yeah, you're next. Oh.
Yeah, because that thing's unstoppable. If it has air coverage, it's unstoppable. Is it a fighter? No, that's why it's called the A-10. Attack.
Yeah, it's basically
It can kind of defend itself, but it's meant to literally rip apart tanks.
yeah.
Like, literally rip apart. It has a 30mm Gatling gun
Yeah, and like
that it was designed around.
yeah. And they're explosive too.
Yeah, you can throw all sorts of different rounds in that bitch. You can throw armor piercing, you can throw regular, you can throw explosive, you can whatever the fuck you want in that shit.
Yeah.
Whatever type of 30mm is out there, you can throw in that shit. Does not care. Also, you can also put like fucking 4 2,000-pound bombs on the wings.
Well,
Like,
it's a fucking tank.
just, yeah, it's a flying fucking tank, dude. It's literally, the pilot is surrounded in a titanium tub. Dude, you're not fucking taking down that thing.
Yeah, dude, I've
Unless
seen.
you get super lucky with one tank shot.
Yeah, dude, I've seen like them come back from missions and they're just absolutely wrecked. Just like half a plane missing, almost
Yeah.
half, like a quarter of the plane missing, and they're like, "Yeah, it was cool. Like I just made it
Yeah.
back fine. I just fucking like, I went to low
Bunch
altitude.
of bullet holes and
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
I just went to low altitude and I made it back just fine. Like you,
Yeah.
you fucking kidding me, dude?
Yeah.
You should
That's
be
what
dead.
impressed me about the F-15, the Eagle. It has a 104-0 record with one close one,
Okay.
or two. Supposedly there was 2 instances of it that, but I know for a fact one time an enemy actually hit an Eagle. I don't know, I can't recall with what, but hit an Eagle and took a wing off.
Mm.
Took a whole wing off an F-15, and it still made it home.
Yeah. It's insane.
And that's a fighter. That's not even an attack aircraft. That thing's not built to take hits. That thing's built to just dominate the skies in a full rocket. To put it in perspective, the F-15 Eagle doesn't need wings to go up, basically. It's a rocket with wings to maneuver. Thing has enough thrust power that it can take off without wings. Insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. And that was introduced in the fucking early 70s. Imagine if we built a new version of that, which we tried. Technically, the F-22 was supposed to replace the F-15. but the F-15 was so good that the F-22 couldn't replace it. And that's what the fall is that of the F-20. That's what the fall of the F-22 is that everyone says that the F-22 was supposed to replace the F-15, but it couldn't because whatever. Well, the F-22 is a completely different fucking aircraft. It's better in so many different ways, but it's not as good as the F-15 in other ways. But take 5 F-15s against 1 F-22 and the F-22 wins. They literally proved that.
Mhm.
And every single F-15 pilot came back on the ground, did an interview afterwards, whatever. They said they never saw him. 1 F-22 in a training exercise took down 5 F-15s. The aircraft that has 104 record to 0, 104 to 0, never been shot down by an enemy. 1 F-22 takes down 5. And then yet you got all these haters that say, oh, not as good as the F-15. Bullshit. It's better. And y'all want to fucking get rid of it. Oh, it's too expensive. Well, cut out certain other aircraft because this F-22 is so dominant. So dominant. The Russians can't even figure out how to see it. Come on. If Russia can't figure it out, ain't nobody else figuring it out.
No.
Dude, it's an absolute fucking monster. That's why I love it. Is that it's such a monster that, like, no one believes it. Insane. I mean, I guess that's kind of my rant of why F-22 over everything. Because,
Yeah.
dude,
So sick.
tell me how you're gonna get a weapon solution on something that you can't even lock that looks like a fucking Mach 1.5 and approaching you fast. That fast. 1.5 the speed of sound. Approaching you that fast and you can't get a lock on it. You're dead. You're fucking dead.
Well, dead on arrival.
There was actually a situation where I want to believe, or not believe, but I want to say it was Iran. Let's say it was Iran that shot down one of our drones.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about
Or
this.
something like that. And then we sent another drone in, or something like that. And they, again, deployed 2 F-4 Phantoms, which, to give you perspective, we used the F-4 Phantom in Vietnam.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
That's how old the aircraft is.
yeah, that's super outdated.
Well, to protect our drone that was unarmed, doing reconnaissance, no threat at all, I believe. Maybe it had a couple missiles on it, I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly, but they deployed a couple F-4s, go shoot it down, that kind of shit. Well, we found out about it immediately, said, okay, these F-4s are going up, send a singular F-22. Was he alone? Probably not, to be honest, probably not. He probably had a wingman. There's probably 2 F-22s there. But they want to say, you know, there's only one. Only one. This guy in the F-22, at least the lead, pulled up, literally flew right up underneath these F-4s, chasing this drone or about to kill this drone or whatever. Pulled up, checked their loadout, said, they're no threat. Pulled up next to him into you know, visual range where they can see him, and said, you ought to go home
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm
over the comms.
yeah. Yep.
Like, that's the capabilities of the 22. You have no idea that it's there. And then all of a sudden, it's like you look to your left or right, and all of a sudden you see the F-22, and it's like the pilot of that F-22 saying, "Oh, you ought to go home." And it's like, oh shit, okay. Yeah, that's scary, dude.
Yep. You're
That
out.
you can't see it.
Yeah, you're just outgunned by one single lonely. Yeah.
Yeah. One's, in my opinion, so from what I've researched and know, Russia has, I think it's up to 20 Sukhoi 57s, which is supposed to be their fifth gen stealth fighter. The thing is fucking massive. We can see it on radar, even with an F. Like, it makes no sense that they're saying it's a stealth fighter.
No, it's
Because
not.
we can fucking see it. Most of the time, at least. From what I know, it may be somewhat stealth. It may not be. I mean, off public knowledge, it's hard to tell. Until we get to, if we get to a real world scenario, we won't know. Public knowledge wise, we can basically see it. They have 20 of those. In my opinion, if they have something like 20 in service and many more capable of going to service or something like that, but it's so expensive and whatever that they only have 20, don't even risk one 20, whatever, something like that. But if they deployed all 20 at once, I would say put 5 F-20.
Yeah, sounds about right.
They will take every single one of them down. 100%, they will take every single one down.
And then plus those pads would just be like playing with their food. They're just like a cat with a mouse.
Yeah, I mean that's why the F-22 is it's like you have, you know, the F-16 Viper, the F-A-18 Hornet, Super Hornet, the F-15 Eagle. Guess what the Raptor is? Or well, Raptor, as I just gave away. The F-22 is a Raptor. It's gonna chase and play with his food.
You know, it's gonna be like when Germany got their first fighter pilots, or their first jet pilot, or their first jets. Yeah, like
Yeah.
all those all the prop planes were just like standing still. It was like,
Yeah, exactly that. All the prop planes are standing still. Easy food.
dead.
Not to mention, there's a reason why there's an Air Force base in Alaska. Like, southern Alaska, where it's not as Alaska-ish, I should say. Where it's not like snow all the time. And they have something like, they have the majority of F-22s there.
I didn't know
And
that.
I want to say it's around 30 of them.
Jesus, like billions of
Yeah.
dollars.
Yeah. There's roughly, I think they kind of short shoot it, and I think they've said publicly they only have roughly 20 so, but it looks like there's 30 plus F-22s just chilling out in Alaska. They're capable of handling those harsh weather areas or whatever, right? They fully fly and all that shit, doesn't matter. But the rest, so we have, what is it, like 107, I think. Around 170 total F-22 service. That's nothing. Compared to the other aircraft, that's nothing. Nothing. For the fact that the F-16, which is Air Force based, solely Air Force aircraft, we have over like 700 of those ish. 700-ish. And you're saying we only have like 170 F-22s? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the majority of them are in one fucking place? Awesome. I know exactly why they're where they're at, too.
Oh, yeah.
They're in Alaska because, in fact, Russia. Russia likes to fuck around.
Yep.
They like to, and it's not a secret. Russia likes to fuck with us, and sometimes send a bomber or fighter or a combo of both or whatever over the sea, and how far they can get before we intercept or some shit. I don't know what the fuck their plan is, but they send something there. There was actually, it's been documented on the, what show was it? Air Warriors. It was an episode where they kind of went over to something like that. It's on like the History Channel, shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the story was actually told. They interviewed the pilot and everything. There was a situation where Russia actually deployed a Soul bomber. I forget which one. Deployed I believe it was a bomber. Had to be a bomber. It wasn't a fighter. There's no way. But they deployed a bomber or something like a bomber over the sea and started heading towards America. And we saw it coming, and we're like, okay, 22, go intercept. Alaska. That's, the 22s are the primary aircraft there. Go intercept. And the pilot was instructed, don't be seen, don't come nose to nose kind of thing, right? Just go get to him, figure out the fuck he's got, that kind of shit. And this pilot, literally in the interview, said he was able to get so close that he got right up underneath them. Said, yep, they have nothing external. Must all be internal if they have any. And then at that point, when he was literally right underneath the aircraft, that aircraft started peeling off and turning around. No contact, nothing. But the fact that the F-22 was able to get completely under an enemy aircraft, this is a real scenario, and go, yeah, they have nothing on the outside, and the pilots have no idea that he's doing that. Like, what? That aircraft is just, that 22 is just something else. That's the reason why we have so many out in fucking Alaska. Is that in the event that we need all of them to deploy at once, fully armed and everything, we can take down more than half of Russia's fleet in the sky. If they decided to deploy it that direction, we could literally, with like 30 fucking F-22s, destroy their entire Air Force. 30 F-22s strapped with 6 internal fucking missiles. Yeah, you're all dying. I'm sorry, you're all dying. That's 4 to 1.
Yeah.
because that's considering 6 missiles, 4 on the belly, which are the Fox 3s, 2 on the sides of the belly, which are Fox 2s. Those are close. We're not gonna let you get close. We're gonna use those 4 belly missiles. Fox 3s. That's at range. You can't hit us at range. You can't lock us. So we're gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, can't they lock like miles out?
Oh yeah, F-22 has a really good radar. I think its capability is. I don't want to say it's as good as F-15. Don't know why, but it can easily see 80 miles. Ish. It can see 80 miles. I don't know if it can get a weapon solution at that distance. But it can lock out. It can lock something and launch a missile at something probably at 50 miles, if the missile can travel that far.
Okay.
I would say about 50, possibly. Depends on the missile. Honestly, the aircraft is only as good as the missile that it's launching. Supposedly, from what I've been hearing through, the YouTube of watching DCS and stuff like that, they're getting their information from, whatever sources, all that, public knowledge kind of thing. The AIM 120 Delta variants, which are a newer missile, are supposed to be longer range missiles. I think it's the Delta variant, pretty sure. Are supposed to be longer range missiles, capable of 50 plus, I want to say. So like, that's a pretty good distance. If the F-22 can lock something at 50 miles and actually launch a missile, knowing that missile is going to connect or has the potential to connect in that distance, then yeah, put 30 22s in the air against fucking 200 other fighters, we're gonna win with something like that. If we could figure out a weapon solution for the 22 to actually hit at something, to actually launch and be able to have the possibility of taking down the target at 50 plus miles, yeah, the 22 is unstoppable. Completely unstoppable. If it has the radar and missile capable of the F-15, which the F-15 doesn't have a missile capability of that distance. It could just it could see something and possibly lock it at 100 miles ish, which is insane. But if the F-22 could do something close to that with a weapon solution, yeah, ain't nobody coming over to bomb America, dude. There ain't no way.
Nope.
You put 10 F-22s in the skies and they're taking down 100. There's just no way, because we have the range of X amount of miles, because we have the weapon solution for it, and the air can fucking see you at 100. That kind of thing. Plus, I mean, like, we got F-15s here at Gowan, plus Mountain Home. We could deploy those. They can see things at 100 miles, let alone at 80 miles can probably launch a missile. Not saying it would connect, but it would at least scare them to turn away if we had to. And plus, those F-15s, they can, from Mountain Home, mind you, not even Boise, Mountain Home, they can get to the coast minutes. F-15's a fucking rocket. Like I said, they took off a wing of one an enemy. I forget which enemy, but they took off a wing of one. Still made it home. Rocket.
Can't those go into space too? We're going to low orbit, or like almost low orbit.
Yeah.
Like,
The F-22 can a max altitude of I think 65,000 feet. Something like that. The F-15 actually, you can look it up, actually fact check it, literally shot down a satellite.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, yeah, I just heard that story.
Yeah,
Like,
the F-15 literally shot down a satellite
nuts.
in space. And it was so high that it supposedly was reading like Mach 1.5 at launch of the missile, but the aircraft was basically stalling out. So I don't know, its speed may have been 1.5, or the system was just fucking up because you're in space, and the system was just reading, oh, we're floating through space, but you're actually in control. Or it had zero control over it, and it was just reading Mach 1.5 because that's what it thought it was doing. So, or whatever it was. I think it was like Mach 1.2 to 1.5, something like that.
So fucking fast.
That's so fast. Supposedly, the F-15 Eagle is capable of, I think publicly they announced that it's capable of Mach 2.2, 2.3, or 2? 2 to 2.3, we'll say. Supposedly there was reports of ground troops calling in basically emergency, we're getting overrun, help, kind of radio call, like we're fucked radio call, basically. The only thing close capable of getting there was some F-15. And this was in Afghanistan, Iraq, something like that, and the call of where they were was on like way northwest, whatever side of the country. These F-15s were on literally the opposite end of the country, and they were the only ones to respond, and they said, we got you, we're getting there. And fuel to get there, land at a nearby airstrip, whatever, right? Supposedly they hit 2.5 Mach trying to get to him, which nobody thought was possible out of the F-22 or F-15. 2.5 Mach. That's insane. That is like 2,000 miles per hour.
On
Plus.
a really old platform too.
Yeah. Very capable platform of doing so. But old platform, yes. Just insane. And they got there, and they helped them. They saved them. And then went to the nearest airstrip to fuel up or whatever, and then go home. Fuck they need to do.
Fucking America, dude.
But fuck, dude. Going 2.5 Mach? That's insane. Imagine that. 2.5 the speed is. And here I am thinking 155 miles an hour make people free and it's the best thing in the world on a fucking motorbike. There's a reason why I wanted to be a pilot. Just think of like just how amazing that is. You're a fucking guy going 2 times down.
Breaking that barrier.
Just so amazing. That's what I want to do. Actually, I did go Air Force recruiter and did all that. I told him what I wanted to do, and yeah, so after I said, "Nah, you're too stupid. Go study." Fuck you. I was like, "Fuck you. I'm gonna go join the Marine."
Yeah.
I'm gonna join the baddest of the bad. Fuck you. And yeah, I did that. But no, I wanted to fly the A-10. Actually,
Yeah.
that's what I was joining the Air Force for. Was to fly the A-10.
Yeah, same. So awesome.
Such a cool aircraft. I was able to get close to it at an air show one time in my small town-ish back in, or was a smaller town back in Cali. We had an air show, and the A-10 came out for the demo for that one. Pretty sick. We saw the demo and everything before that. They had the ladder up, and they let people climb up the ladder, and the pilot was sitting in the cockpit and talk to him about everything and all that. So just infatuated about the entire fucking craft. It was insane. Sitting there talking to the pilot, and I was like, dude, you know what? I'm gonna do this one day. Like, I was in like high school, like freshman or some shit. Like, I'm gonna go to the Air Force and I'm gonna do this. My thoughts, but nope. They said I was too stupid, and I was doing the stupidest branch of them all.
That's
Like
the Army, bro.
crayon eaters. Nah, I don't know. Marines, we're
Guys eat crayons.
hey, go shoot that. Okay.
Good.
You may die. Oh well.
Here's
Fuck it.
here's fresh box of crayons to eat.
Yeah, here's a fresh box of crayons. Oh, thank you. Now go kill. Okay. Yeah, basically that. Some Marines for you. Most underfunded fucking badasses.
Yeah,
Say
dude.
that.
Pretty much.
From being in the Marines, yeah, underfunded as fuck.
Pretty much the president's bodyguard. So.
Yeah, basically. Would have been cool if I had decided to go Navy and try to fly FA-18, but you know, it is what it is. I did what I did. It was cool. I was a driver. Well, I started as a mechanic for the trucks because I've always loved being, you know, mechanical things, like mechanics kind of things. I like fixing them, part building shit. So I was like, all right, cool, let's go do mechanics. That didn't pan out because I did all that training, got to wished everything said. We're giving a handful of mechanics, and basically all those spots are taken. You could either be a cook or a driver. And I said, fuck being a cook, I'll be a driver.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got certified to drive Humvee 7-ton and LVSR. Which the LVSR is fucking badass. It's a big old fucking 5-axle fucking 4 axles turn, fucking cab is over the front wheels, fucking it can tow 120,000 pounds.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking yeah,
Oh.
it's an insane unit. Not very tactical. I'd rather take a 7-ton into battle than an LVSR, but an LVSR for strategical reasons better. Just because of the fact that it can, you know, carry more out to wherever and all that. So, plus still you can put a turret on it, so you're still protected.
Yeah. So Mike.
But the 7-ton is by far fucking a beast.
Just a big boy.
Yeah, thing's a fucking beast, dude. has so many different configurations. It has a fucking GTIS central tire inflation system where you can go for any terrain, re-axle, fucking. It has, like I said, so many different bed configuration. Where you can have the armadillo, which is the armor, everything bed and all that. You can carry like 12 fucking grunts in the back, all with weapons, all that shit. Cargo loadout, fucking. Thing can damn near go through any fucking terrain. That's why I say like I would rather battle because doesn't matter where the battle is, it's getting there. And it's either hauling troops or hauling supplies. And it's gonna get there. Thing's a fucking unit.
I always wanted to drive one of those Bradleys. They're like fucking like
Yeah.
super reliable and like tough as shit.
Yep. Yep. Just don't ever. I mean, if you really want to, but it's not really worth it. To drive a Humvee, like an actual military Humvee. They are underpowered like a motherfucker, and they are slow as shit, and it's really not all that exciting at all.
Yeah, that's what I've
Feels-
heard. Like,
It feels like you're just driving a fucking Prius compared to a Hellcat. You know, like if you drove like a Hellcat regularly, and then you jump in a Prius, and you're like, what the fuck?
I'm so slow for no reason.
Because it has, so the fully armored up version weighs in about 14,000 pounds ish, and the motor that was put in it was from GM, was a diesel, and for whatever reason they focused on all the torque rather than all the horsepower. It just goes nowhere. But it's whatever Allison it has a lot of torque. You can get through a lot of different terrain, yes, but it does it very slowly because it only has something like 150 horsepower. Yeah, but it has something like 800 torque or some shit.
Dude, my Subaru has more horsepower than that.
Yeah, so literally in training for driving those things for the license, when you come up to a stop sign and you completely stop and then you have to get going again, you basically have to floor it to get moving at a regular Prius pace,
Fuck.
or less than a Prius.
I don't know.
It's insane, dude.
I know. But I've driven one of those. I've driven a Prius, and they actually got like a lot of scoot, like having two motors.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, like, they actually go, but I mean, like,
But,
it's
like-
just kind of a general statement of, like, oh,
Yeah.
Prius slow,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
yeah, it's like a
So,
Supra to
yeah. I guess better way to put it is, like, think of, like, a K car, where it's got, like, maybe like a Geo Metro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's got 3 cylinders and all of 70 horsepower.
Yeah. No balls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly that. It's like the Geo Metro of fucking military equipment. It goes nowhere fast. It is only good at nothing at this point. It's only good at like holding a total of 5 people, 4 seats, 1 gunner, and some supplies. I mean, if you put a trailer on, you can haul more supplies, but then it just slows it down. So, good luck. Yeah, the Humvee's cool and all, but it needs to go.
Yeah, they need to find a new contract.
Like I said, the 7-ton is where it's at. The thing moves for fucking 7-ton. And it's got so much capability. I forget exactly how much it can tow. I know it's not as much as the LVSR. The LVSR is a weird, but the 7-ton can haul quite a bit, so that's good. It's fucking. Well, it's 2 in the morning. I was gonna finish the movie, but I don't think I will. Maybe I'll put it on to go to bed. Who knows? I'll check on Will, because he's been quiet this whole fucking time. See if he's asleep or whatever. But,
Have a good night.
sorry, I rant.
No, that's good.
I rant, but it's like I put it in a way of like, you know, like autistic people are really good at like one thing. I have like a high functioning. I feel like I've never been diagnosed or anything, but I feel like I have a high function. Whatever, and like I know a lot of shit, especially about fighter jets, because I've always loved them, and all that shit. So it's like I always wanted to fly and all that, but I know a lot about that. And then on top of that, like I actually experienced the marine side of things of where I got to drive these trucks, which are I grew into just absolutely loving. So
Oh yeah.
I kind of go on a rant about that shit. So
I feel you.
but yeah, I'm gonna hop off here. I'll check on him.
Have a good night.
Later, bud.
Bye. fucking kidding me? God damn it. Ah! Dude, I'm getting tired of this shit. Trying to get my shit and progress. Yo, what up? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Because the little green circle wasn't showing up around my icons.
Oh.
It didn't. You could hear me. Yeah. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. Maybe I should be heading to bed momentarily. If I'm a good girl. It's been a couple of days and not enough sleep, so I really should try to get to bed. If I go to bed now, I'll probably be out about 2.5 hours earlier than I went last night.
Okay.
It takes a while to reset it all. It really does.
That's true.
But it was something that needed to be done, so.
What are you doing?
Diablo 2, or Diablo 3, sorry. Diablo 3, but I'm working on my second character, because I don't want to have to re-kill everything on my mage again, and I missed an ingredient for the Staff of Herding. So, I'm rocking a monk right now, and it's a little different being